Hey guys, it's Jessie and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Pan That Palette update. So I am actually super duper excited about the update for this month. As always, more progress on here than we do here. I feel like that's always the case, but we don't have as much good progress numbers wise, but physical, like the way the palette's looking, it looks so much different to last month, so much more beaten up, which I love. I'm super duper happy about. So yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing about that. So I cannot wait to share with you guys my updates for August. It is now. We've been working on the Beauty Bay Golden Age palette since the start of the year, and we're making some really good progress on here. The goal on here is to use up all the shades, and the goal for my Lime Crime Prelude palette is to hit pan in all of the shades, but we haven't hit pan any of the shades so far, and we've been working on it for 3 months or so maybe. I'm not exactly 100% sure, but I am still excited about the progress and excited to share it with you guys. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into it. I'll link in the cards the playlist so you guys can catch up. I would recommend you watching that so you guys can just see the progress so far. But yeah, let's just get into it with the Lime Crime palette first. So I definitely don't think it's our worst update for progress, but I'll put in the progress pictures here. Some of these shades I, to be honest, use more than I'd use them in the entire project whatsoever. We still have shades that we didn't get any uses in on. My goal was to use everything 5 times I think, and to use Storm once, and I did not yet, but I will. August is the month where I have less day-to-day plans and I'm going to focus more on content, which means that I am more able and free to do kind of more out there makeup looks that aren't kind of my natural like everyday ones. And here's what we're looking like this month. So as always, there's only really progress in 2 shades to be honest, but I will run you through it. So we used Aphrodisia 1 time, haven't used Virgin, used Flesh 3 times, haven't used Storm, used Nude 11 times, used 1484 twice, used Abyss once, and used Immortal 4 times. So I did definitely use Immortal a bit more, which I'm very proud of because that's double its use in the project, which is so bad. But unfortunately I just don't really reach for a black, but I've been using it as a waterliner and I'm really enjoying the way that's looking when I've got mascara on. I think it looks really cool. So to run you through the usage total for the project, we've got 5, 7, 15, 0, which is so bad, 45, 10, 4 and 8. So we can definitely see which I use the most, and I think a visible dip is now very clear in the shade Nude, and also you can definitely see a lot of usage on 1484. So the thing is with this palette, I rolled it in because I never use it. I wanted to get more use on it, see how I felt about it, and also I thought a lot of these shades would be very wearable. What I didn't think about is the fact that I'm so used to doing my everyday look with this palette. Not that these are kind of taking away from it, but just that like I'd have to slightly veer towards a different direction to use this palette. But overall I am still happy with it. I'm happy to keep it in the project, and I do think the second half of the year is where we're going to see more progress on this comparatively to here, because certain shades in there are nearly done or aren't kind of being used quite as much anymore, which leaves more space for this one. So I'm really enjoying 1484 as kind of a more natural shimmer. It's really pretty, and Nude and Flesh I'm definitely having more fun using. I'm just using Nude and Flesh on my eyes today as a simple look. So my issue with Aphrodisia at the moment is that I do have an inner corner shade in my Pan Those eyeshadows, which I am focusing on. That'll probably be my focus for this month, so I'm not going to try and use that one too much. This one I do think we will start getting use of. I would use this probably as a lid setting shade. It's a little bit pinky, but overall it is kind of similar to my skin tone, and there's a certain lid setting shade that is nearly done, so that will now probably be subbing in within the next month or so, which is very exciting. That kind of spoils part of my next update, but I think hopefully by the end of the month I'll be using a little bit more of this. Flesh I really would like to use a bit more. It's a really pretty blending out shade and I do enjoy it. Storm I'm going to try and use once, that's the goal. So sorry, for Flesh I want to use it 10 times. Aphrodisia, I'm not going to try and use in Virgin. I'm not sure when I'll start rolling it in, so I'm not going to put a usage goal on that. But 10 times for Flesh, once for Storm. I'm going to really try and give it a go. I really want to use it, but we will see. Nude, I want to continue to use. I mean, I've been using it consistently between 10 and 15 times every month, so I'm going to put a 15 use goal on that one. It is kind of similar to a shade in my pan, those eyeshadows, but I think that will be done soon, so hopefully I can continue to use this one. 1484, I'm going to try and use 5 times. I used it twice last month and 6 times the month before, so I definitely think I could use it a little bit more. I do enjoy it. It's just a very pretty, as I said, just like a nice natural shimmer shade, I guess, and it's not too dramatic. Very pretty. Abyss is actually quite a nice darkening up shade, even in Looks Like Today. I can use it alongside kind of less purple tones, and it doesn't turn the look too purple, which is nice. I'm going to try and use that one 5 times this month. And Immortal, I use it whenever I remember, but I so rarely remember to do black waterliner, and I don't like to do it once I've got a shimmer on, because I don't like playing with like my eyelids and stuff once I've already got a shimmer on, because I feel like it smudges it and stuff and makes it crease. But I'm going to try and use it 5 times this month and try to remember to use it. That's just a lack of like habit, I guess, I think, because I could be using it a lot more. There's nothing I'm using in its place. Then we have my Beauty Bay Golden Age palette, which we have some excellent progress on. I'll pop the progress pictures in now. So you can definitely see the palette is looking very different today. So we used Gleam 4 times, we used Precious 16 times, we didn't use Gilded this month, but we used Rush 18 times, Bijou 3 times, Roaring 11 times, Millionaire 4 times, Glamour 13 times, and Glitz 3 times. So much progress in here, so much to talk about. Firstly, I've decided that I am going to be using the shades I've already hit pan, and I'm actually going to try more so to use them up, hence the usage on Gleam. We've got a much bigger pan in here now, and it's very thin in there, so I definitely think kind of this whole middle section will be panned by next month. I'm really enjoying it. It's my favourite gold shade in the palette, so I'm definitely getting more use on that one. Precious, we've so nearly finished. We've only got that bottom corner left, which is crazy. I did not think we'd be this close to finishing it this soon, but that's definitely going to be done by next month. So I'll talk about goals as well whilst I'm talking about it. I want to obviously, like I said, clear out that middle pan, make it kind of like so it's just like the outside, I guess, left of Gleam. I want to finish up Precious. I definitely think we can do that this month. There really is not too much left in there. Gilded, I'm not focusing on that one this month because I'm focusing on this one instead, and I use them for the same purpose. Brush, I'd really like to kind of conjoin these pans. I think that was my goal for this month, but I just didn't use it enough. I use this in my brows, and that's why it's got a second pan, because that was kind of where I was tapping in my brow brush. But yeah, I'd love to conjoin the pans to have a bigger pan. Bijou, basically, I did hit pan on it, but then it's crumbled ever so slightly. So I hit pan at about there in it, and then this bit underneath here crumbled slightly. So I had hit pan before it crumbled, but I then just kind of threw it away because I wasn't going to like kind of try and scavenge for it. As you can tell, probably it kind of got a little bit messy towards the top of the palette, and I didn't want to have any other issues with it. Roaring, I'm just trying to expand this pan. I don't know how well you can see, but it is super duper thin in there. Like there's really not too much on this side, so I definitely think potentially we could hit side pan maybe. Millionaire, I'm just kind of slowly expanding this pan. Glamour, I really like to hit the bottom and hit side pan in here. I think there's potential for that. And Glitz is now the next shade I'm working on to hit pan. I use it as an outer corner, outer V deepening shade, which is what I would probably use this for, so hence why I'm not using both of them. I'll run through total uses because this one's always quite funny because the mattes in here I've used so frequently, and the shimmer shades I use regularly, but they're nowhere near as much because there was a large amount of time where I was just doing matte looks just as a simple thing for uni. So Gleam I've used 8 times, Precious I've used 89 times, Gilded I've used 4 times, Rush I've used 86 times, Bijou I've used 11 times, Roaring I've used 85 times, Millionaire I've used 17 times, Glamour I used 76 times, and Glitz I've used 8 times. So sounds and tons of usage in this palette, and I'm really excited to hopefully have some great progress to share with you next month. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys are enjoying my Pan That's palette series, because I do think it's the series with the most progress, which is exciting. I do have most of my focus being on these palettes, which is fun. I love it. But yeah, this one I definitely think potentially with maybe these shades we could finish by the end of the year, which is super duper exciting, and I'd love to just see some more usage on the rest of it. And I mean, maybe one day we'll hit a pan in here, who knows, but I am glad that I pulled it in, because otherwise I really wouldn't be using it at all, to be honest. I hadn't really used it at all, I don't think, before this project, so I'm really glad I did pull this one in, even if I'm being a lot less strict with the goals. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a like down below, hit subscribe, turn on the bell to join a little club, make sure you turn on all notifications, and then you'll be notified every single time I post a new video. If you want to watch my other videos, there'll be 2 on the screen now to pick from, as well as a load linked up in the cards from earlier. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!